Hey guys, it's Jay again. Here to talk about how to kill creativity. This is the third time I've tried this. It hasn't worked the first two times. Let's see if third time's a charm on making this vlog work. So, How to Kill Creativity by Teresa M. And I feel really bad because I'm not going to pronounce his last name right. Amiabile. Really interesting article. Actually grabbed me from really early on with the line, creativity is undermined unintentionally every day in work environments that were established for entirely good reasons to maximize business imperatives such as coordination, productivity, and control. Very interesting point. I'm going to talk about this later, but I'm a president of a student government group here on campus, and I've actually provided this article to multiple of my the presidents who are the multiple of the members of the group I'm a president of, so they can see this and they can enhance life within their dorm. But first, before we really get to that, I want to talk about the three components of creativity, which you can kind of see in this Venn diagram that we were given in the paper. As you could tell, the three components are expertise, motivation, and creative thinking. Kind of the subtitle is, within every individual, creativity is a function of three components: expertise, creative thinking skills, and motivation. Can managers influence these components? The answer is an emphatic yes, for better or for worse, through workplace practices and conditions. So, kind of looking at these three, I'm going to talk about creativity at the base level, which they defined as the way people think, how inventively they approach problems, for instance. So those three things, I struggle a little bit with really understanding why expertise has to be in there. I know when you're developing a creative product, creative brand, when you look at the Zuckerbergs of the world, when you look at the Googles of the world, when you look at the Buffetts of the Buffetts of the world, you see expertise. They know exactly what they're doing. They're doing it day in, day out, and they are the best at it. However, to really enhance creativity, especially from a manager's perspective, I do not really see why a worker would necessarily have to have an expertise. For example, if I was working at a textbook warehousing company, why would I not listen to a person who does receiving on a way maybe to enhance the shipping process if they saw a flaw like that? That kind of bugs me a little bit, because creativity isn't defined by expertise. It is defined by actions that we do and the work and the heart and soul that we put into those actions that really develop the creativity that can be enhanced by expertise, but can also develop expertise. Something that I just thought was kind of interesting. Also, motivation. While I agree that motivation does enhance creativity, I also think it's important to point out that it also can harness and hold back creativity. There is both internal and external motivations, which I think in this article, they describe as extrinsic and intrinsic. Kind of regardless of how you describe it, it means the same thing. Both, inside or outside of the body, yourself, the motivation that occurs. And I think motivation is great, but I think the word that they meant is passion. The passion that drives this cause. External motivation is great. You can have someone motivate you, push you, etc., etc. But what they're doing is they're tapping into your passion towards a product, passion towards a goal, passion towards something you do. It is that passion and the interest in that subject that enhance the motivation. Whether it is, your passion for money, as they say, is one of the key drivers of motivation, or it's your passion to be happy, it's your passion to see a great quality product. This is where the desire comes, the desire that pushes motivation. Because with all the external motivation is great, but if you can't internally motivate yourself, then all hope is lost, because in the end it is upon you, not upon what someone else tells you to do, to really enhance creativity. Um, so after kind of looking at that, the three components of creativity, I'm going to move on to the 6 keys that they talk about, the 6 categories that have emerged that help managers enhance creativity through in a workplace environment. And the 6 are challenge, freedom, resources, work group features, oh boy, organizational support, and supervisory encouragement. Now, what I talked about earlier is I am the president of the presidents. I am an HBC executive co-chair, and at my position is my job to enhance the lives of the dorms by being in charge of a meeting once a week that holds all 29 dorm presidents in it. And what we do is we meet upon a whole bunch of different things: campus events, South Bend events, dorm events. We talk about them. We meet over them, and we figure out how we can best go about supporting each other and working through all these events and situations on campus to enhance life within the dorms. Myself and my other co-chair, Bailey Wardlaw, are really pushing for 3 things: creativity, innovation, and collaboration. And I feel like these 6 components are really, really met within these 3 goals of ours. We want creativity because each event that we plan, or each inner dorm or in dorm activity that these presidents plan, really need to be creative to get people to attend to them. A lot of kids after the first couple months get bored and they get stuck in a routine, and they really need something creative to reach them and say, man, and that hits them and says, man, this is interesting, because they're not going to go out of their way to find it. It's really an interesting way to go about it. Next, we got innovation, because if we're not thinking of new, innovative, and creative ideas, then I have a hard time believing that this campus is ever going to enhance. Our goal is to enhance the life of the students here on campus. And if we're stuck in the status quo and we never think of new ways to get students involved and get fun activities to reach the students, then our student life, our the nucleus of what makes a Notre Dame undergraduate lifestyle is shot. It's no different than any other campus where you can live in a dorm and don't feel the camaraderie and the brothership between, or the sistership between you and the person across the hall. So we're really striving for innovation, not only between in-dorm but inter-dorm as well. And lastly, a collaboration. And this is where we really touch on expertise kind of these presidents. While some presidents are introverts and extroverts and type A, et cetera, they also do have different expertise. Some people are great, we'll call them organizers, and they organize events great, and they do all the behind the scenes, but they can't really get people out to the events. And some people are great operators, and they can just get people out there in droves, and they produce a great time while they're out there. Well, if we can find, we're really pushing presidents to find this collaboration between the two to enhance these expertise so they can enhance the life of students in their dorms and also students around campus. Lastly, a big part of our job is organizing pep rallies, and we've had these task groups. We've provided them with resources, meeting with a whole bunch of different people, and we sit groups down, big groups, small groups, paper everywhere, food. We're trying to optimize the creative situation. You can see on our board over here we have a awesome ideas page where we wrote down all the awesome ideas from one event. They just kind of sat there and talked about it, because we're trying to really get this entire university involved in supporting the pep rallies so they can enhance life not only for the students but for the alumni and the football team as well on game days. As I said, again, resources, that's, I feel like, what I kind of am as both a manager and a safety net here for these presidents, to ensure that they have all the resources that they need to be successful. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for your time. How to Kill Creativity is a great article I recommend to anyone within a leadership or a manager position, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Take it easy. Have a good one.